western wall of Civetta, similar to an organ, with smooth vertical pipes, is reflected in Lake Alleghe, stretching on an area of over 7 kilometers, rising to the sky as high as 1,000 meters. For many years, its north face has been one of the hardest climbs, whose solution few brave spirits could just think of. Of Sorgato's friends, Gianfranco De Biasi was the one who took more interest in the Solleder winter ascent. In mid-August 1959, Sorgato and De Biasi explored it with full particulars. The weather was uncertain, yet they decided to try the wall. Some 100 meters near to the top, they were caught in a storm. Gianfranco, overtired, feeling chilly and cold, died in Sorgato's arms. It is the 22nd of February when Sorgato and I, with our good friend Barissa, woke up to TC Hut. Two climbers are there, Menegus and Bonafede, ready to try the edge of Su Alto Tower. The day after, two more arrive, Tony Jebeler and Ignazio Piussi. It is a treat. A great rope party is there, perhaps the greatest then, who can try to climb that imposing wall in winter. They are all CAI's academics. CAI is the Italian Alpine Club. After preparing the first 100 meters of the wall, Sorgato falls ill. He sweats while moving restlessly in his knapsack. Later, a friend doctor arrives and diagnoses 10 days in bed plus convalescence. We debate whether to climb even without him. Roberto calls us and says we must go anyway, because that is a true expedition, and we mustn't have much consideration for one single member. We decide to go without him. On February the 28th at dawn, we take leave much to our regret. Our friend Barissa comes with us to the start of the climb and brings back Sorgato's knapsack. There, Jebeler says, "See you in 8 days," to which Piussi remarks, "No, 7. That is our last link with the world outside. After climbing the previously prepared section and getting over the last part of the crevice, we are just a few meters under that chimney where, in 1932, the unforgettable Maduska had lost his life in a snowstorm. There, we decide to camp for the first night. The blocked chimney forces us to a difficult side crossing on the left. All through the day, Pusey and I fight hard to climb 80 meters. It's getting dark, and Jebeler is still at the first camp. He will reach us in the dead of night by using the jumars on the fixed ropes. We have problems with our stove. The gas doesn't fit. And if we think of our position and where the tent has been set, we can't certainly be happy. On the third day, unable to reach the right camping site, we go back to the one of the previous night. The dawn of the fourth day is cold and hostile. The climb along yesterday's hanging ropes warms us up. Today we'll reach the cave and spend a good night at last. The site is really comfortable, and while I'm setting the camp, Ignazio fastens wedges and lays the fire for us to have some hot drink. Four days after, Sorgato, Menegus and Bonafede start the climb, following our tracks. For me and Roberto, that means going on with the icy cold days and nights spent on the repulsive crevice of Sualto Peak. Means the spirit winning over the suffering body and the renewal of our endless, never-stopping love of the mountains. On the morning of the fifth day, with reluctance, we leave the hospitable site. We are conscious that we'll have to climb over very difficult rock and snow. Fifth, sixth, seventh camp. It's a never-ending battle and a challenge. The mountain looks like having something different. The overhanging wall, my dream for months and years, suddenly appears like turning its shapeless mass into a cold face. It is the spirit pushing towards the unknown, yet still holding back. Narrow and strange crevices jutting out and widening now and then into small red hollows to tighten just after, similar to razor cuts. Reddish walls, slightly outlined ledges, very, very long moments, tiring nights, curious twinkling stars, endless gullies, deep chimneys lowering towards snow-clad screes below. At the end of the silent valley, the sun plays over the frozen lake, adorns it, colors it with queer sparkling, and we slowly keep on climbing from chimney to chimney, from crevice to crevice, from wall to wall, where heaps of ice blocks and rocks and snow cover the holes. We keep on cutting steps in the planks and nailing the rock and the unsteady ice, mechanically changing our movements. Then cold stops, awfully wonderful in the chilly night, full of numberless stars, memories never to be obliterated. And then the sudden awakenings with a tired spirit and a tormented, painful sleepiness, the uncertain weather never improving, the uncertainty of what can happen tomorrow. It is 10:30 on March the 7th, 1963, when we summit, after 8 days of hard fighting. Sorgato, Menegus and Bonafede will follow 10 hours later. At last, one of the greatest winter climbs, the most precious stone of Kai's centenary, comes to an end.